In the earlier class, we discussed about respiration, and respiration takes place through glycolysis and Krebs cycle. Okay, during glycolysis, glucose can be break down and produce two molecules of pyruvate. Okay, glycolysis can take place in aerobic organisms and anaerobic organisms also. Okay, that means in the presence of oxygen, in the absence of oxygen. In the absence of oxygen, glucose can be incomplete oxidized to produce alcohols and acids. The concentration of alcohols and acids can be dangerous to organism. Okay, that is called fermentation. In fermentation, we discussed that alcohols and acids can be produced. That occurs or that takes place in the absence of oxygen. Okay, now in Krebs cycle, the complete oxidation of glucose can be oxidized completely through Krebs cycle. Okay, so we can call it as a Krebs cycle. Why we call it as a Krebs cycle means Hans Krebs, the name of the scientist Hans Krebs, who proposed the Krebs cycle. Okay, it is also called as a tricarboxylic acid cycle and citric acid cycle. Later classes I will explain why it is called as a tricarboxylic acid cycle and why it is also called as a citric acid cycle. Okay, during glycolysis, glucose breaks down and produce two molecules of pyruvate. Okay, in link reaction, the pyruvate can produce acetyl-CoA. This acetyl-CoA enters the Krebs cycle. Okay, it enters the Krebs cycle and the complete oxidation of glucose will be carried out. Okay, it is called as a Krebs cycle. Why we call it as cycle? Because the steps which takes place in Krebs cycle are in cyclic manner. That's why it is also called as a Krebs cycle. These are the compounds of Krebs cycle, that is citric acid, cis-aconidic acid, isocitric acid, the Krebs cycle. I already told why we call it as a cycle. See here, in Krebs cycle, the end product is oxaloacetic acid. The end product is oxaloacetic acid. This oxaloacetic acid again combines with acetyl-CoA and forms citric acid. Means the end product will be the first product of the Krebs cycle. Means cyclic manner. It produces end product and again it enters the Krebs cycle and again it enters the Krebs cycle. That's why it is called as a cycle. Okay. Next, this is also called as a citric acid cycle. I already told. This is also called as a citric acid cycle. Why we call it as citric acid cycle? See here, acetyl-CoA combines with oxaloacetic acid and forms citric acid. The first stable product in Krebs cycle is the citric acid. That's why this cycle is also called as a citric acid cycle. Okay? Why we call it as citric acid cycle? The first stable product is citric acid. Okay? Citric acid is 6 carbon molecule. See here, oxaloacetic acid is 4 carbon molecule and acetyl-CoA is a 2 carbon molecule. These two combines. This is also called as a condensation. This is also called as a condensation. Means these two molecules combines to form citric acid cycle. See, means this is 6 carbon molecule. 4 carbon molecule plus 2 carbon molecule. It is just 6 carbon molecules. So this is the first stable product. Next, why we call it as a tricarboxylic acid cycle? Why? Because in citric acid we have 3 carboxylic groups. How many? 3 carboxylic groups. Three carboxylic groups. 3 means tri. That's why we also call it as a tricarboxylic acid cycle. Tricarboxylic acid cycle. Okay, understood? Okay. Now see. This citric acid converts to cis-aconitic or isomerized to cis-aconitic acid in the presence of aconitase Mg. It is an Mg. In the presence of aconitase, citric acid isomerized to cis-aconitic acid. Okay. And next here, see water losses. Water losses out. That's why it is also called as a dehydrogenation. Loss of water is called dehydrogenation. That's why, see here, carbon molecules not lost out, only just isomerized and form cis-aconic acid. Next, this cis-aconic acid isomerized into isocitrate by getting hydrogen. Again, hydrogen added here. So, it is also called as a hydration. Okay. In the presence of aconitase, isocitrate converts to alpha ketoglutarate. In the presence of dehydrogenase, see here, one carbon molecule lost here. See, that's why it is also called as a decarboxylation. This is also called as a decarboxylation. One carbon molecules lost out. That's why, see here, the isocitrate converts to alpha ketoglutarate acid. That is 5 carbon molecules. Okay. Again, alpha ketoglutarate acid converts to succinyl-CoA in the presence of ketoglutarate dehydrogenase. Alpha ketoglutarate dehydrogenase. See here. Here also one carbon molecule lost. Okay. That's why it became 4 carbon molecule. Succinyl-CoA became 4 carbon molecule. Because here one carbon molecule lost out. So here see NAD plus reduced to NADH plus. Why? Because here water lost hydrogen atom combined with NAD plus and it changes to NADH. Okay. Now see here. Succinyl coenzyme converts to succinate in the presence of thiokinase. Okay. Here no carbon molecule lost, not lost. Okay. But only isomerized. Okay. See here only coenzyme removed out. Okay. Here GTP formed from GDP. What is GTP? Guanosine triphosphate. Okay, GDP means guanosine triphosphate and GDP means diphosphate. Okay, see. Next, this succinate converts to fumaric acid in the presence of succinic dehydrogenase. Here 1FADH2 formed. Okay. Next, this fumaric acid converts to malic acid in the presence of fumarase. Here, from here to here, no carbon molecule come out. That's why these are all 4 carbon molecule compounds. Okay. This fumaric acid converts to malic acid in the presence of fumarase. Okay. Here see, water means hydrogen compound added to and discharged to malic acid. Okay. Here see, malic acid converts to oxaloacetic acid in the presence of malic dehydrogenase, and here also 1NADH plus molecule formed. Okay. See here, this is the Krebs cycle. Okay. See, these are all which are in yellow color. These are all enzymes. You have to remember these enzymes. These enzymes are very important. While writing Krebs cycle, you have to mention the enzymes. Okay. Then only it will be completed. Okay. See, this cycle completes in 8 steps. This cycle will be completed in 8 steps. Okay. You have to mention the carbon molecule stage also. Okay. For each molecule you have to mention the carbon molecule stage. Then it will be easy for you to understand. Okay. See, this is the Krebs cycle. Okay. You have to remember this cycle, and it is very easy to write Krebs cycle when you are thorough with enzymes and compounds of Krebs cycle. These are the enzymes which catalyze the steps of Krebs cycle. You have to remember these enzymes. These enzymes are very important. Citrate synthetase, aconitase, isocitrate dehydrogenase, alpha ketoglutarate, succinyl synthetase, and succinate dehydrogenase, fumarase, malate dehydrogenase. These are the enzymes. You have to remember these enzymes and compounds of Krebs cycle. Then it will be easy for you to note down the Krebs cycle. Okay, this Krebs cycle takes place in mitochondria. Okay, where does this Krebs cycle takes place? Mitochondria. The glucose produces two molecules of pyruvate in cytosol. And from there the pyruvate molecule has to be transported to mitochondria. There the pyruvate molecules enters the Krebs cycle. Means this mitochondria is also called as the powerhouse of the cell. Why? Because the respiration, complete respiration takes place, means which produces energy in mitochondria. That's why it is also called as a powerhouse of the cell. Okay. Now what are the end products of Krebs cycle? See, I already discussed. 3 NADH molecules formed, 1 FADH2 molecule formed, 1 GTP and 2 molecules of carbon dioxide forms. See, glucose, 1 molecule of glucose produces 2 molecules of pyruvate. One molecule of glucose produces 2 molecules of pyruvate. 1 molecule of pyruvate enters Krebs cycle and the end products are here. This means the cycle runs twice because 2 molecules are there. So 2 molecules enters 2 cycles, means the cycle has to run twice. That's why the end products will be doubled. The end products will be double. So here 6 NADH, 2 FADH2, 2 molecules of GTP, 4 molecules of carbon dioxide. These molecules enters electron transport chain. To produce ATP, to synthesize ATP. So these molecules has to enter to electron transport chain to produce ATP. Now we see the equations of Krebs cycle. Okay. Earlier we discussed in a cyclic manner without equations. Now I will explain equations. First equation is condensation. In condensation, oxaloacetic acid combines with acetyl coenzyme in the presence of citric synthetase enzyme and gives rise to citric acid and coenzyme A. See here, coenzyme A have been removed from the acetyl coenzyme and it changes to citric acid. Means combined. Oxaloacetic acid is a 4-carbon molecule and acetyl coenzyme is a 2-carbon molecule. Okay, here citric acid is a 6-carbon molecule. And second one, dehydration. Dehydration means removal of water molecule. See here, citric acid isomerized into cis-aconitic acid in the presence of aconitase enzyme. And here water molecule have been removed. Water molecule have been removed. That's why it is also called as a dehydration. And the third one is hydration. See, in hydration, cis-aconitic acid isomerized into isocitric acid in the presence of aconitase. Here, see here, no loss of carbon molecule. In these equations, no loss of carbon molecule. Okay, that's why the carbon molecules condition will here. Oxidation 1. Oxidation 1. In this reaction, isocitric acid converts to oxaloacetic acid in the presence of isocitric dehydrogenase. Here dehydrogenase ante removal of water molecules. The removed hydrogen atoms will be accepted by NAD plus and it is reduced to NADH. Means in this step one molecule of NADH formed. Okay, that's why it is dehydrogenase or dehydration also we can call it. And here next one, decarboxylation. Decarboxylation means removal of carbon molecule. Removal of carbon molecule, that's why we call it as a decarboxylation. In this reaction, oxaloacetic acid converts to alpha ketoglutarate acid in the presence of oxaloacetic decarboxylase. Here one carbon molecule removed. One carbon molecule removed. That's why it is called as a decarboxylation. So here till now these are the 6 carbon molecules. But here one carbon molecule have been removed. That's why alpha ketoglutarate acid is a 5 carbon molecule. Hence it is a 5 carbon molecule. Well, why? Because one carbon molecule have been removed now. Okay. Next one, oxidation 2. Oxidation 2. Here, see, alpha ketoglutarate acid converts to succinyl CoMg, and here also hydrogen molecule have been removed. That hydrogen bonds accepted by NADH and changes to NADH. Here also one NADH molecule formed. Okay. See here, where previously one NADH molecule formed and now one NADH molecule is formed. 2 NADH molecules formed. Okay. Next step cleavage. Here in this step succinyl CoMg converts to succinic acid in the presence of succinic thiokinase Mg. Okay. See here ATP form. One molecule of ATP formed. Okay. And CoMg have been removed from succinyl CoMg. That's why succinic acid forms. Okay. ADP forms ATP. And next one, oxidation 3, succinic acid converts to fumaric acid in the presence of succinic dehydrogenase. Here also hydrogen molecules removed, and by observing those hydrogen molecules, FAD changes to FADH2. Okay. And the next one, hydration. Fumaric acid converts to malic acid in the presence of fumarase engine. In the presence of fumarase engine, and water molecule have been added. Water molecule have been added. That's why it is hydration. And in this equation, that is oxidation 4, malic acid converts to oxaloacetic acid in the presence of malic dehydrogenase. In the presence of malic dehydrogenase, here also one molecule of NADH have been formed. One molecule of NADH have been formed. See here, one carbon molecule have been formed and one carbon molecule here have been formed. Means 2 carbon molecules, and 3 NADH molecules have been formed and 1 ATP or GTP have been formed. Okay, these are the equations of Krebs cycle. First, you have to draw the cycle of Krebs cycle, and then you have to write step by step equations of Krebs cycle. Then it will be easy for you. And again you have to remember compounds of Krebs cycle and enzymes of Krebs cycle. So in this part I have discussed respiration occurs through Krebs cycle. In detail we have explained Krebs cycle. Okay. So glycolysis takes place through respiration takes place through glycolysis and Krebs cycle. Okay. Krebs cycle, you know that who proposed the Krebs cycle? Hans Krebs proposed the Krebs cycle, and it is also called as a tricarboxylic acidic cycle. Why? Because 3 carboxylic groups are present in citric acid. That's why it is also called as a tricarboxylic acidic cycle. And the next, it is also called as a citric acid cycle. Why? Because in the Krebs cycle, the first stable product is citric acid. That's why it is also called citric acid cycle. Okay, students? Thank you.